Hello guys and welcome to Rush Racing League Division 2 at Miami Round 10. I am It's Dito, your commentator tonight, joined by Rekus. How are you, mate?
I'm doing fantastic. We are finally here in the Sunshine State, and actually, unlike Division 4, we actually have sunshine here in Florida. Miami is probably my favorite track on the Formula One calendar, and definitely not any bias because it is in my home state, Florida. But yeah, I mean, Division 4 had a really chaotic race, to put it mildly, especially there towards the end. But yeah, I think we're going to have another certified Division 2 banger here tonight.
Yeah, Division 4 certainly delivered, mate. Obviously, weather was a big talking point in qualifying, and I wonder if we'll see that, obviously, with Division 2. Before we jump over to the gameplay, I'll thank our sponsors. Our main one, AI369, and then our other sponsors, S Nation, Simlag, Pagnian. I am aware the stream title is wrong. We will get that changed as soon as possible, guys. But it is Division 2 tonight at Miami. We will now see if these guys are ready to go out on quali. Looks like they are. And they're already on track.
Yeah, a lot of them are already on track at the moment. Most of the drivers getting their lap started. It is not the longest track on the calendar, but it is a bit longer than some. It is 5.4 kilometers around this 19 corner circuit. 3 DRS zones, the one at start finish straight, and then right after turn 9. And then also the one that goes onto the highway between turns 16 and 17. Lots of good spots for overtaking, and a tow is going to be really, really important here, especially in the third DRS zone.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Riding on board with Dragon now for the first guy to start a fly lap. Had a bit of a quiet season, Dragon, but looking good in the kick. See what he can do here. This track looking really nice and bright for the first quali session in Div 2. A bit different to Miami. Div 4, but right before at Miami. And Ari Wedlock has left the session.
Alright, I will try to get him back in.
Dragon using a little bit of a battery as he heads over the DRS line. This is where a lot of the guys start to make mistakes in this middle sector. It's quite complicated. It's actually a very hard piece of track to get right. You can jump this curve really easy and invalidate. Dragon gets through there, no problems. Gets a nice run onto the straight. We saw a fair few guys make contact with that outer wall in Div 4, especially in the rain. Dragon now will be the first to set the lap, and we'll see what sort of pace he has for his banker. Little squirt of battery to the line, 27%. Crosses the line.
He's gonna burn it here.
26.5, which is a solid time. It's around where we saw pole for Div 4. It was about 26.3, I think pole was. It's a good time from Dragon.
Yeah, that's a really good time there, and the times are really starting to get pretty fast now. It's a 126.2 from Oscar Piastri Goat in the Mercedes. We know those times are going to really start trickling down, especially if this track continues to get more and more rubbered in as the qualifying goes on. Like Squash Josh is now on top of the timetable by a single thousand.
Look how close that is.
Those times are going to go ahead and just trickle down.
Look how close that top 10 is.
Yeah, that is insane. Such an insane gap there. Take a look at the difference. Yeah, the top 10 are separated by less than half a second. It's barely under 4/10 separates our top 10. It's already looking like it's going to be a very spicy qualifying, and we're just in qualifying 1. And I mean, the sun is out today, so that track is going to get really heated up. Some drivers might need some sunglasses for how bright this track is right now in Miami. A very stark contrast to what we had in Division 4 a little while earlier on. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a really solid day of racing here in Division 2, as it normally is.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yuki Bear now on a lap, and Kachow going fastest with 26.1. I've sent Wedlock an invite.
He didn't pop up. He must have not accepted the friend request I sent him right before we got started.
There you go, he's in.
Okay, sweet. Perfect.
So we know how quick Yuki Bear is this season. So we'll see what sort of pace he has on his banker lap. Current top three is three different constructors currently. Oh, Yuki Bear using all the toe he could there, almost going straight to the back of the Red Bull. Really optimising that toe, and he's got plenty of battery to use to the line. And this should be a solid time from Yuki. He goes second fastest with a 26.1, so very good banker lap for him. And most of these guys won't have to go back out. Got Hato now on a lap 2, or finishing his lap with, looks to be next to start a lap.
Yeah, I mean, just taking a look at Hato, I mean, this is a really tricky section, and honestly, the section with turns 11 through 16 are probably it's probably the hardest entire section of this circuit. Like you said earlier, if you go over that curve just a little too much, you can invalidate your time really, really easily.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, it's so tricky because I mean, it also compromises your run if you mess up turn 16 on that massive start-finish straight, or sorry, not the start-finish straight, the third DRS zone from turn 16 all the way to turn 17. And Hato, he's going to improve his time, but not his position at the moment. So a bit of a worrying start there for the Haas, but I think he can turn it around.
Yeah, maybe didn't get the lap he would like. 27.0. Obviously, only the top 15 go through into Q2. Just having a look here, Aiden is Raiden, who has had a good race last week, and has been quick this season and last season, so it was one to watch, and it desperately needs some good points for Alpine for their hopes in the championships. But we will ride on board with Aiden for his lap. Uses a little bit of battery up to the line. Good morning, Rose. How are you, mate?
Yeah, so as we're sticking on board with Aiden as rated, he's going through the first sector, making some pretty good progress now. He just went through turns number 3, and now going through the Suzuka-like S's that are here in sector 1, turns 4 through 7. Very good stuff here from Aiden. He's making like those corners are really, really quick. And we did find out that this track is not super aggressive on tires. It is a purple sector for Aiden is rated, so it's at minimum a personal best. We know in recent times the purple sectors haven't been the most consistent, but we'll see. He's got a good toe from his teammate up ahead, coming down into turn number 11. Now here's the tricky part. He's got to make turns 12 through 15 stick. He can't go over that curve too much, or else it's going to be over for it this time before he can even begin. He handles it beautifully. Let's see what he can do now. It's on a massive start-finish straight. And it's another purple sector. But it looks like that purple sector might have just been yoinked from someone else. But he's got a good toe there from his teammate. DRS is open on the massive third DRS zone. He's going to slingshot past his teammate going into turn number 17. He's only got 2 more corners left to navigate. He's got turn 18 and 19. We'll see where he goes. Coming across the line. And it's going to be a time good enough for P5.
Yeah, that's a great time.
0.237 behind pole.
Yeah, that's a solid time, and I do apologise about the stream title. I can't change it on my end, unfortunately. So, yeah, it is Div 2 tonight, guys. Yeah, we will get that changed as quick as possible. Anyway, who is next on a lap? Kamikaze, one to watch too, looks to be on a lap. He's about to come through the end of the second sector here. Very quick and quality. And he uses all the battery he can up to the DRS point. Kachao currently still comfortably in P1 at Rekus. I mean, not comfortably though. I mean, these times are super close. From P1 down to P10, or P12 even, is super close.
Yeah, actually, we can even go back as far as P13, because so far, all those drivers,
Yeah,
so
even 80.
every driver's top zone is currently 0.6 apart. And if you go down to P14 as it sits now, they are all separated then less than half of a second, which is extremely close in terms of qualifying, especially in Q1, nevertheless. So this is going to be an absolute strong here today for even just surviving into the next session. And I mean, if the times are this close now in Q1, Q2 and Q3 are going to be absolute cinema, let alone the actual race itself. It is going to be really, really fun to watch, and I am so excited. This is one of the reasons I absolutely love Miami.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
A good mixture of corners, and it's just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, and Ari Wedlock's left the session again, so hopefully we can get him back in again. But Coda's in the pits. He will have to probably go again, and I reckon like Shifty Wes is coming out in P7, and none of these guys would be safe in my opinion with how close these times are. Like, I think you'll see most drivers do 2 runs in this session, which is crazy to see because, yeah, like I would not even feel safe in like P4, P3 at this point because of just how close the field is. And like if everyone goes out again, it could be a rapid change of the grid, and JDI is going to jump in the pits. Shifty might be on a lap. Yep, he's on a lap. Goes purple in that middle sector, that first sector.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're alright, mate. I was just... Yeah.
Oh, good. Alright, so I'll take the rest of this lap. Alright, so Shifty is coming down to turn number 11. Now, Williams, they need some really solid results. It just feels like sometimes they just get so close and yet so far away. Things just happen that are just outside of their control, and it just hasn't been the easiest of seasons for them here in Division 2, but it is an improved time. He is 400 up on his previous time, not a purple sector, and it would be enough to jump quite a few positions. I would actually move him up to P5, and that is a crazy statistic thinking about that. 400ths of a second, so 0.040 is enough to jump him like 3 places at minimum if he could keep it going. And it's 0.38, and he didn't quite. He didn't actually improve his time.
Yeah, so it started off really strong there for Shifty, fastest in that first sector, and it kind of snowballed a little bit, so unfortunate run there. I wonder if that was on used tyres. We'll have to wait and see. MJ Roller's out on an outlap. Kachow feels like he is safe, which is probably right in P1 currently with that time. But MJ Roller, Coda all coming out for their next lap. And this is what I mean, mate. Like, it could be really quick at the end here. If all these guys come back out, there could be some serious position changes towards the end. And this is only Q1.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how this is all going to cram down into 10 for Q3, but...
Yeah, I don't know either. That's going to be it's going to be really fun. You never want to get your popcorn, go to get your favorite beverage, because you're not going to want to miss any of this. This is going to be just chaotic there. And I would not be surprised if, let's say, going to go ahead and use Whiff, Hado, and Kamikaze, and Wedlock, if we could get them back in the lobby. I wouldn't be surprised if any of these drivers in the bottom part of this grid just slingshot into maybe even the top 5, or maybe even usurp the 4 drivers that have retired on top of the timing table here, with Kachow, Yuki, Squash, and Oscar thinking that they're safe, but I'm kind of in the same boat that you are. I just don't know if they're going to be safe with just how close this qualifying session is going to be. It's just going to be really tricky.
Yeah, I can't pick it. I mean, I think the top 4 that have retired would be reasonably safe, and even like probably down to anyone that I think in the 26.3s would be okay, because it's really close from that backwards. And anyway, MJ Roller finishing his lap here, so he's in P11 currently. He would be hoping for a little bit of an improvement to feel safe. And he crosses the line and goes up to P3, so that's an awesome lap from him. And this is what I mean, that suddenly shifts things, and there's only 2 guys on outlaps, and one's just started. That's Whiff. We're right on board with Whiff. Reserving up tonight, getting some practice in for Div 3. So he has a Red Bull to deal with, but gets out of the way, no problems there. So this corner coming up is pretty much flat. You jump off the throttle a little bit to the right hand, and this corner is where everyone has some issues with some understeer. You really want a really good run through there to try and get as much power on as quick as possible for this straight, and he's going to get a nice tow of a McLaren in front, so that will help him again. DRS on, a lot of battery still to use in that kick. He will probably burn it all on the last straight by the looks of it. And there's different strategies everyone has with that battery here. Some people use it on both straights, some just dump it all on one. With now coming into the pull section, bit of a lock up, rides the curve no problem, no validation, which we saw a lot of in Div 4, especially in the rain. Whiff's actually gone a lot slower on that lap, so he's abandoned it. So not the lap he was hoping for. Aussie 2K Goat on a lap 2, coming through to about to start the DO straight. Bit of battery to play with. Oh, a bit of a snap. Very close to hitting the wall there, but no, got the power again. Look at all the guys coming out again. So this is how quick it's going to change here. 1 minute 30 remaining.
I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if one of these drivers who have retired end up getting eliminated or get very, very close to the brink of being eliminated because they called it in too early. This track is in the best spot it's going to be for this qualifying session. And I mean, oh, we have another one who has decided to retire. And that is MJ Rolla, and also Aussie is retired as well.
Yeah, very interesting there. They should be safe. They will not, the guys in the pits currently will not be able to get out anyway to do a lap. I don't think.
Yeah, it's too late.
So it's too late. So the guys in XD Lamb's going fastest in the first sector. So he needs a big lap here because all the guys behind him are all on laps. So this is very interesting here because I can't pick it. I can't pick the eliminated drivers. Obviously, One Truth's out. Shifty's done. He cannot go back out again. So is Shifty safe? I mean, P8, like, everyone behind him is on laps.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't. Yeah, it's so close to call. I mean, XD Lamb did get a purple sector in sector 2. We'll see if that can continue and get him out of the danger zone, because I mean, it's looking very likely that he'll be out of that danger zone. He's only got a few more corners left to navigate here at the Miami International Autodrome, right outside the Miami Dolphins Stadium. Let's see if he can go ahead and bring it home.
Whoa.
Healthy margin there by
Yeah.
2.5 tenths. Well, hot dang, Lamb, that was the lap he needed. Excellent result there from the Williams, but he just needs to keep up that consistency, and Williams might be looking at pole position.
Yeah, Hato goes P2 with a 26.1. That's a massive lap from Hato. But I think he's just had pretty much a whole tow from the McLaren ahead here. So that's a huge lap from Hato, who's had a tough season. Really has. So he'll be safely through now, and there's a lot of guys on laps. The two Astons looking at getting a tow here. What can these guys do? They're not where they would want to be, P14, P15. Bit of a reverse to, obviously, Div 4. See if these guys can improve. JDI goes fastest in that middle sector. But that purple is bugged, unfortunately. So, yeah, there's not really something we can look too much at. JDI will be the first to cross the line of the Astons. His TP behind. I think his TP is actually abandoned his lap. He goes up to P9, so he's through. Watanabe can't improve. He's jumped in the pits. So Whiff can knock Watanabe out of this session if he's got enough. He's on a push lap. He's definitely burning. He's burning everything he's got. Why does it look like he's going so slow with full throttle? Oh, I think.
I don't know. On my end,
He's run out of fuel.
Like, no.
I was bugged out then. He was full throttle, full battery, and he wasn't even going anywhere. I thought it was the stream. Anyway, he's out of fuel, so that's Whiff's quali done. Very unfortunate. They're very close to getting in. Look at that. Like, not even... If he just didn't run out of fuel there, maybe, but who knows. That's it. That's Q1 done.
That's heartbreaking there for the Sauber. I mean, that's like... Because that lap had potential, but, I mean, you can only do so much when you've run out of fuel. So, the drivers who have been eliminated in Q1, we have Whiff Latif, who unfortunately ran out of gas in the last sector. And then we have Aussie 2K Goats, Ari Wedlock, and then the One Truth, who I think he was actually serving a quality ban because he didn't set the lap at all.
And you know how we were talking about his shifty safe. I mean, look how far he dropped down. He dropped down to P12, so he wasn't safe. Any of those guys that behind, if they had a little bit more of a solid lap, it could have been curtains, and he was all the way up in P7, so that's how close it is. Squash Josh, one to note, reserving up tonight, doing a solid job, P7 too, so he's looking very rapid here at Miami.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Whiff would have finished that lap, I think Watanabe would have been out. He would have been eliminated because I think Whiff had the time, which would have been a disaster for Aston Martin. We know they're doing really good in Division 4, but they're not looking so hot. They have 91 points currently in P9 in the Constructors here. And I believe we have our first round of interviews.
I think we will. See who's in. We've got Whiff in and Wedlock. We'll start with Wedlock, mate. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, mate. Obviously a tough session for you. Being disconnected multiple times would have definitely upset your rhythm in that opening session. Just tell us a little bit about your feeling about the track, mate. How's your pace? How do you feel going into the race?
Well, obviously it was a bit hard to get disconnected, but I did manage to get a lap in the 26.0, but I invalidated, so it's... But I'll stop.
Yeah, honestly, like in Div 4 we saw it. It's not the worst track to start at the back at, that's for sure. So yeah, wish you the best, mate. I'll pass you over to Rekas.
Alright, so, Ari, not the qualifying you would have hoped for, obviously, but and as Dino said, it is not the worst track to start from the back of the grid for. How do you feel about your race pace? Do you think that you can make up some positions here, or what's your thoughts going into this race?
Yeah, my race pace is much better than my quality pace, so I'm pretty confident I'll bring it back to the points at least. So we'll see what we can do there and try and get some points for the team.
Alright, and also the last question before I let you go is, are you expecting any rain here today? It looks like the track got pretty dark here from Q1 to Q2. Do you think we'll see a reverse of what happened in Division 4, where it started off mostly wet through Q1 and then it kind of dried up for Q2?
To be honest, I was disconnected too much to even look at the weather forecast, so I'm not sure, to be honest. Couldn't tell you.
Gotcha. Well, I wish you the best of luck and also the best of connectivity. I know this game in general isn't too friendly when it comes to that regard, but I wish you all the best and good luck in the race.
Thank you.
Alright, we'll jump over to Whiff now. Obviously, reserving up tonight, mate. A bit of a tough quality session with how close it was. Looked like you just didn't get that final lap in that you would hope for. Just tell us a little bit about your session, mate.
I did a couple runs. I can be quick at this track, but it's, especially in quali, I didn't really have too much time to warm up. This Division 4 is just finished. But yeah, just a lot of mistakes. I think every one of those laps was a mistake. In the second last lap, I went a bit wide in the S bit. I backed off for that one, had enough fuel to go again. Yeah, had a bit of a half spin. Oh, Coda's just retired.
Oh. Yes, he has in the pool section.
I was on board with him for that.
Look how... anyway, yeah, keep going, sorry, mate.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, we got racing going on.
Yeah, I don't...
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to cut this one short, mate, but yeah, tough... Really, really, really tough quali. I mean, I don't think, like I said to Arias, I don't think it's the worst track to start the back at, and you can avoid some of what we're seeing at track, some chaos at the moment. So yeah, I wish you the best, and I'll hand you over to Rekas, mate.
Thanks, man.
So, it seemed like you ran out of fuel there at the very end. Were you expecting that at all, or what was your mindset as soon as your car started to kind of not respond properly to the throttle?
Yeah, I had enough fuel to really just do a lap and then back off if I needed to, and then barely make it to the end. But I think I missed out on the checkered flag by like 3 seconds. So yeah, I just had to make it back around and yeah, just come into the pits.
Gotcha. Well, anyways, I will go ahead and let you go. Best of luck to you in the race, and we'll see you next time.
Also, just a bit of a heads up, there's some rain coming in quali. That's why there's a lot of cars out right now. So
Thank you, mate. Thank you, Weatherman with.
just so you know.
Alright. Right now on board with Lamb. He's got a lot of traffic ahead of him. He's managed to get everyone's done very well there to get out of the way. But yes, obviously we had the interviews, why that was all happening, but we've seen everyone dive out of the pits to try and get a lap in here because it's obviously about to bucket down rain, which we saw a lot of in Div 4. And Lamb jumps in the pits. Very interesting, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw that Ari had another disconnect. Got him invited. Hopefully he'll be able to get back in and not suffer with those same issues. I know F1 is kind of iffy when it comes to connectivity sometimes, but hopefully it'll be better in the race itself. But yeah, this is an exact reversal, or almost an exact reversal of what we saw in Division 4 for qualifying. I mean, it was wet for the first session, dry for the next two, or dry for the remaining sessions actually. But yeah, it looks like it might be the opposite. As Whiff said, Weatherman Whiff, as he has earned his new nickname. Yeah, we're gonna see rain here, and that is honestly just peak Florida. As a Florida man myself, I have witnessed sunshine, hurricane weather, then sunshine, all within the span of like an hour. So
Yeah.
probably one of the more realistic things about this game.
Yeah, you're right, mate. Hato goes P6 with 26.1. I mean, look how close this is again. Like, these guys are so close in pace, and it's just awesome to see. And I don't know, I can't pick the eliminated drivers in this one either, mate. I mean, Dragon's crossing the line now. See what he can do. Crosses the line 8th, 26.4. Lamb's still sitting in the pits. Kachow, we know how quick he's been. Where's he on track? He's just started all out. He is the one to watch tonight, I think.
Yeah, I agree 100%. The only driver that I know for certain that's out is I feel bad for this man because he was in chat earlier with a crying emoji. Coda unfortunately had his moment there, and I think that was around turn 14 or 15. So that's the only driver that we can unfortunately say for certain that's going to be out. But yeah, this is going to be really close to call. I mean, once again, that top 10 outside of the drop zone is separated by less than half of a second.
Yeah.
So if you have one overlap, you can shoot yourself up from P10 all the way to the front.
Exactly, mate. And that's what I mean. I wouldn't be retiring in this session. I would be really hesitant to feel safe in this session. I would be trying to do a run right at the end because I reckon this could change up really quickly, but we'll have to wait and see. Kachow finishing his lap was fastest, I think, in Q1. Don't think anyone topped his time, so we'll see what he can do over the line here. Got plenty of battery up to the line, does run out of deploy. Seen some guys get it to the line, and he goes third fastest with just under... Oh god, look how close that's between the top four.
Oh my... Yeah, less than a tenth of a second there. The biggest gap is from Shifty to MJ, but it is 600th of a second. Oh, these people are going to give me heart palpitations on how close this battle is being for pole position. We are only in Q2, ladies and gentlemen. We are only in the second of 3 qualifying sessions. Don't even get us started on how we haven't even touched the Grand Prix yet. And I mean, we even saw racing very early on because we know that there's rain imminent, whether it hits at this stage of qualifying or maybe a bit later, maybe even like right before the session ends. But yeah, I mean, it was just a lot of traffic because just probable that rain is going to happen. And yeah, like you said, Dito, I mean, retiring now is probably one of the silliest things you could do, just especially because of how tight this grid is right now in the second quali session.
Yeah. So Squash Josh goes to 8th, 26-3, and I mean that just shows that that's a massive improvement, a second improvement. And Gomni goes to 8th. So these guys are really on the limit here. See that the timer starting to tick down 5 minutes now. Everyone will start to get back to the pits to chuck on that last set. I think there is a few guys on laps though. Watanabe's not. Dale is not. I don't think he's finished. He'll join in the pits. No, he's finishing his lap. See what Dale can do. Has had a quiet season so far. P10 currently goes to P9, 26-3. Lamb goes fastest for 25-9. So he has found some form on that lap. He didn't complete his first flyer. He must have come in the pits and tried again. I think that's it on laps at the moment. Hato out lap. Kamikaze about to start a lap. Well, so we're right on board with Kamikaze, who I think hasn't showed his full pace just yet.
Yeah, he hasn't shown that full potential. I mean, we know Kamikaze is a quick driver. We know he's got some really solid pace, and I think he's about to really push that V-carb to its limits and beyond. We'll see what he can do here. We're going to stay on board now with the Visa Cash Out Racing Bulls as he begins his next flying lap. A little bit of a potential brake block up as MJ Roller decides to retire from the session. And now we're going to see him go through the Suzuka-like S's on this track. The American Suzuka, as I like to nickname it. Going through turns 4 through 6, and then, like you said, it's a very high-speed section of corners. You have to lift a little bit, then this really weird turn 7. My least favorite corner on this track. It's really tricky. Cars tend to understeer quite a bit on that part of the track, but now he's into the second DRS zone, making a run from turn 10 all the way to turn 11. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what his split is going to be, but he's got to navigate one of the trickiest parts of this track, the stretch from turn 11 all the way to turn 16. And you got to hit those curves, but not too much. And you got to be careful not to slap the wall.
Oh, God.
He's not improving, though.
He's not improving, but it says fastest, apparently, so...
Yeah, I don't know about that in the purple sector. Yeah, a little bit of the touch the wall, but he's only got 2 more corners left to navigate. He's got turn 17 through.
Oh, there's rain.
And I see rain. Yep, it is raining here in Miami. We'll see what he can do. He's burning that battery up. And
he can't improve. Can't improve. So Kamikaze will be out, I believe. I believe no one will be able to improve now. Yep, no worries. I'll turn him up. I actually turned him down because he used to have a really high mic, but might have turned that down on his end. Okay, that should be better. For Rekus.
Oh, was I actually too quiet for once?
Yeah, for once, mate. That's.
Oh my God, it's a miracle.
First,
you jumped up and you had the mic. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. So I maybe went a little too far with suppressing your voice. Sorry, mate.
How dare you? I'm kidding. It's all good. But hey, you know what? We're chilling now. The main focus is what's going on track, and what is on track is rain in Miami.
Yeah, I think we'll
Once
see
again.
everyone retire now. I don't think there's any point unless you just want to have some practice. Or some Tokyo Drift, which we don't encourage. Please don't do that. JDI, though, really pushing on the softs. He doesn't care that it's raining, and he invalidates. So, I think that's it for Q2, and unfortunately, it's just really bad timing for Dragon and the likes of Watanabe, Kamikaze, JDI. They all won't improve now. Watanabe's still coming out, though. Wedlock's joined again.
Yeah, he had a disconnect earlier.
Yeah. So that's it for Q2. What's your thoughts, mate? What do you think about Q3? Do you think we're going to have rain again for Q3?
I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be wet. I mean, it wouldn't be too un-Floridian for it to just be like, okay, sunshine again. But yeah, I think we're gonna have pretty consistent rain. I think it's gonna be an intermediate qualifying for our Q3. I don't really see it being optimal for the soft tires anymore. But which, if the race is dry, then that does free up a set of softs that you could use in the Grand Prix if you're feeling a little frisky.
Yeah.
Yep, DRS is disabled, so yeah, we're definitely getting intermediates in Q3, no doubt about it.
No doubt. From the words of Rekus, we are definitely getting rain in Q3.
Oh, it's looking pretty heavy there.
It is. It's absolutely bucketing down. Kamikaze's just chilling. I think he's run out of fuel, actually. But what an exciting quality. I mean, these guys have to time this to absolute perfection. Squash has just gotten through into P10. That's so close. And who would have known, like, obviously with the rain, it really can help the likes of guys reserving up to push into the Q3 now. He's, going to obviously be in a strong spot for the race. I wonder if it's actually going to rain in the race, and if we're actually seeing some of these guys running wet setups. That could be interesting.
Yeah, that could be very interesting. I'm really curious to see if that's going to be the case or not. Because, I mean, it would be an exact flip-flop of what happened in Division 4. It started off like wet through the early stages of qualifying and then dried up. And then we had a dry race with not a single cloud in the sky. But for this, it's the complete opposite. So we had a dry first quali session and a half. And then it started pouring down rain here. And then we might see wet in the race. We'll just have to find out. But believe it or not, despite all the chaos, despite how close everything is, we still have another qualifying session left to go. And so the drivers that have been eliminated from this qualifying session, we have Dragon, Watanabe, Kamikaze, JDI, and then Coda, who had an unfortunate incident on his first outlap.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Coda. Lost it in the pool section, which isn't uncommon. It's a terrible part of the track. And one mistake and you're in the wall for sure, but there are our eliminated drivers if we want to try and see if we can get them in to have a chat. If not, I would understand if they don't want to have a chat to us, but here we go, we're going to Q3 and wonder if this wet weather is going to shake up this grid, because this could be some of these guys' time to shine. Some guys like the rain more than the dry. I personally do. I love the rain, which isn't common. There we go. Oh, it's absolutely bucketing down. That might even be full wet.
This is wet weather right here.
Jesus. That might even be... Yeah, that's full wet. So it has to be. Legit see puddles in the pit lane.
I mean, you could run intermediates if you want. I wouldn't recommend it.
It says
water roads in general do get pretty slick.
It could just be on our screen, but everyone's on inters. But it looks extremely wet, mate. I don't know. As we see an Alpine dumping out on the inters already, he doesn't care. No one really seems to mind. As soon as they can clear some of this standing water, it won't be too bad. But at the moment, the track looks like an absolute puddle. It's just covered in water. Like it Anyway, Aiden is varying the conditions. He's going out early and skating on his outlap. He's absolutely pushing, trying to get some temp into these tyres. And some of these guys do two flyers on the inters. They run a no ERS run, and then they do another run on the inters on the same stint, using the battery just to get the tyres up to temp because of this game. But yeah, what's your thoughts, mate?
I was just kind of I'll get to my thoughts here in a second. I was just kind of laughing in chat. Coda saying that the rain coming out is his tears because he was crying about what happened in Q2. it gave me a little chuckle. It's really unfortunate for your Coda, but yeah, inters might work. I mean, for your first few laps, you're basically going to be a kid at a water park here on these early laps. But I mean, as the water does get dispersed, and also the track does get a little bit of that dry line forming. One of the nice things about these ground effect cars because it does suck the car to the ground, but it can also suck moisture from the track and kind of disperse it alongside those intermediate tires. So that dry line will be forming probably within a few laps. But once again, I think this qualifying is going to be so close, and it's going to come down to the last like 2 minutes. And probably even less than that. Probably it's going to be the last minute before we even have a remote semblance of what our top 10 is going to look like here to start the grid.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And obviously we don't know if it's going to rain in the race. Some of these guys might be, like we said, if it is raining in the race, might be running the wet setups, and they've yet to show their full pace because we've had 2 dry sessions so far. Aiden's Raiden is the first to start and finish his lap. He will be the pace setter. Got a Merc and Haas very close together at the back, but everyone on flyers at the moment. And the Haas is going to get awesome tow from that Merc. I think that's Hato. Yep, that's Hato. So that'll benefit him massively. But Aiden's Raiden, I was just riding on board with him. He looks extremely stable in the wet. He hasn't had many snaps at all. Not as many as you'd expect. See how he goes through here. This is where we saw a lot of issues in Div 4 in the rain. People were really nailing the side of that wall. And we've said, Bolts has said it's full dry for the race, so there you go. And Miami doing what it usually does, Records, like you said, switching again.
Gotta love Florida.
Aiden is Raiden now, the first to set a lap. See what he can do. I must say it was a tidy lap. Crosses line 37.2. So it's the pace setter. The Merc, I think of Piastri Goat will be the next to cross the line. We'll see. Goes faster. Hato goes a lot faster, obviously, with that toe. Lamb goes faster again.
Lamb goes faster too.
So who's next? It looks like the McLaren and another Williams. I think of Shifty. MJ Roller crosses the line. Can't keep up with it. Yuki Bear.
Yeah, it's just going by so fast.
Yuki Bear comes up to the line. He's been really quick here. Let's see what he can do. He goes up to P5 with a 37.3. So interesting. Hato, it's just come out of nowhere with some serious pace. He was very fast at Q2 as well, and I mean, he's doing very well here so far at Miami. Maybe it's his track.
My man. But yeah, I mean, Hato's definitely shown some pace. I mean, the American car on one of the 3 American tracks having some really good results. I mean, it's just perfect, honestly. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting. The one driver who is currently on a lap, who has yet to set a full lap yet, is the car we're currently on board with, of Chow. Is going to try to bring the lightning. Hopefully we don't see a lightning strike here on track. Not likely. But yeah, lightning is... Wow. Kachau is making his way. Now he's in a really tricky sector. It's so easy to invalidate, but he handles it with perfect ease. Oh, there's a Haas there. Look at the Haas jump scare. That is Hato off the track. He was out of the way. That I was riding on board. It actually scared me a bit. My heart dropped in my stomach because of the random Haas jump scare. But yeah, so he's coming down into the last few corners here. Kachau, let's see what he can do. I was too scared by the Haas to see what the sector split was coming out of sector 2. But we'll find out very, very shortly. He's only got turn 19 to navigate.
There you go.
Provisional pole by
absolute
7.5 10.
Wow. So Kachau is definitely a fan of the rain. Dale has invalidated he is going to jump in the pits. I think everyone will now. Very good lap there, mate, from the Ferrari. Shifty Whizzer looks to be on a lap.
Yeah.
On board with him. Well, he's not using any batteries, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I would assume this is probably just like an installation lap. It wasn't.
Hang on. Hang on a second. He goes fastest and he's using battery now, so it's definitely not a slow lap for him. We'll ride on board with him anyway. I can't keep up because obviously with inter conditions, a lot of these guys do double flyers, and it's very hard to tell if they're coming into the pits or not. He is flashing though, so I have raced Shifty in the rain. Pushing. He does love the rain.
He's navigating these corners pretty well, honestly. He handled turn 15 and for 14 and 15 like a pro.
Yeah, he's
So that's another purple sector.
very
We'll see what the
stable.
Williams man can do.
Very stable through that middle sector. Obviously has the setup he would like. We'll see what this can do. Track will only get better now too, but like right to the end of the session is when you want to be setting your lap as far to the end as you can. He goes second fastest. Still a fair way off P1. Like Kachel has really done a solid lap there. Scotch Josh goes third. And MJ
Oh,
Roll-
but MJ Roll is even quicker!
Oh wow.
Where did that come from?
Wow.
Wow, where did that come from, MJ? From
Okay.
literally nowhere all the way to the front of the field, a tenth faster than Kachau. Wow, I wasn't expecting that one.
No.
But hey, the track is drying up a bit, ever so slightly, so the dry line is there. I think these times are only going to get quicker, Dino.
Yeah, that's definitely the case, mate. If you could leave it to the end, be the idea. But Aiden Raiden is starting his lap now. Dry line's way better now than it was at the start. Obviously, at the start, it looked like almost a pond. Definitely empty
Yeah.
conditions at the moment, but Aiden Raiden was the first to set a time. And has looked pretty steady in the rain. He looks very under control. Yes, Dale is very fast in the wet too. Kamikaze. We will keep riding on board with Aiden though, because he goes fastest in that sector. That's a second improvement, so that just shows you the track improvement here. That is no way he's just improved a second just off pure pace there. That track is drying rapidly, but the rain is still coming down, so I don't think we'll see DRS anytime soon. And we may even see I reckon the race is dry, but at the moment it's been very wet.
Yeah, it's a wet track here at the moment. Oh, a little bit of a snap coming out of turn number 15. Unfortunate there, but I think he's still got enough time. There's enough time to really improve. He is about a second and a half off the pole time right now. But he's getting a move on right now. That Alpine is swimming through this track right now. He's going ahead and try to see what he can do, see if he can go ahead and usurp pole position, or at least get himself in a better spot. He's only got 2 more corners left to navigate. We'll see where his time is going to be.
Fastest.
For P1.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Where did
That's
that
an
come
awesome
from?
time.
Track is really drying out, but man, what a lap from the Alpine of Aiden Raiden. He is rating his way up to P1 as it says right now.
Just look at
Well,
Piastri
we still
though.
have 2 minutes
Piastri's
left on the
crossing
clock.
the line. He's a second up on his time. Where does he go? P2, 35.5. This track is heating up, mate. And there's a lot of guys still in the pits. So are they going to dive out? There they all go. They're all diving out. Jeez, that's leaving it close.
Yeah, they're gonna give it like 2 seconds on the clock. But they gotta push on their outlap then. That's the only thing I can really think of. As Hano makes a jump up in the second. That's a good time there from the Haas. Only a tenth and a half off of Aiden's time. Good stuff for him. But yeah, these times are gonna get really, really quick. And this track is drying up really, really fast.
Very fast, mate. MJ Roller fastest in the middle sector. Let's see what he can do. Currently P4. He'll cross the line and go fastest with 34.8. This is all about timing now, trying to be the last on the track, and it looks like the Mercs will be once again timing it to absolute perfection. Yuki Bear last on track currently.
Yeah, that's what it looks like anyway.
That's what it looks like, but it's hard to tell because I don't know who's on laps and who's not at the moment.
Yeah.
Aiden is definitely done. He's in the pits. He can't improve and has no time to go back out. But he's currently sitting in P2.
No, that's his qualifying done.
Piastri goat stops. He's trying to get out of the way. He is done, I think, or might just be able to start one more lap. Hato's got giving someone a very nice tow. Another McLaren Dale. Very interesting. Oh no, he hasn't on the lap yet. So what's your 4 teammate? Who's your pick on pole? I mean,
Oh my. That is like. I mean, so far every prediction I've made has just been absolutely incorrect. But yeah, it's so hard to tell because like everything's gonna get really, really close now. The timer does tick to 0. Well, I can tell you, Lamb is gonna move up into P2, but I know there's been a lot of saying of like the McLaren glaze in Rush sometimes, but I think that MJ's got it. I just don't think anyone can usurp that time. Now watch me be absolutely wrong and he gets sent down to P6 or something, but yeah, that's gonna be a really hard time to beat. So I'm gonna give it to MJ Willer for pole.
Yeah, it will just depend on this track evolution. As we're seeing purple sectors get punched out everywhere here, Oscar's just gone fastest in the first. We know how quick he can be. And look at the tow he's got in front. He's got a McLaren in front towing him along, which isn't what they would want, for sure. But this is interesting, mate. I don't think MJ is safe with Paul, but very interesting. That is a solid timer. If anyone can beat it, that's a massive effort. The track look like it's raining harder, in my opinion, than it did earlier. And Oscar's just gone a second faster. It looks like the rain is coming down. So Oscar is currently sitting on pole. If he can wrap this lap up properly, very close to the guys in front, so they should be okay. They're all on laps, so there's no impeding here.
Ooh.
Ka-chow. Oh, God.
Oh. I am never making a prediction again.
Piastri goes second.
Ka-chow brought the lightning, and that is pole position for the Ferrari. I think both of us. Well, I don't know if you ever formally made your prediction, but I know I was wrong on my prediction. So wow, I mean that was a really wicked time.
Yeah,
for Ka-chow there.
That's
wow.
a massive time. That's an absolute massive time there. But Oscar was so close, only a 1:10.5. I mean, jeez. Look how close this grid is. I can't wait for this race.
Oh, this is gonna be cinema. Whether it's rain, whether it's shine, Miami's gonna bring some cinema. And yeah, this is gonna be a really, really spicy race here. But I let's hope it's wet for the race here, because I think that would be a really fun race. It would really make things spicy. Probably would bring out a few safety cars. I mean, the Drage brought out 3 last time out in Div 4. Oh, look at that! It is sunny again.
Complete opposite.
I'm never
mate.
making a prediction.
Complete opposite, which is Miami through and through, which we've seen all weekend. Really, Div 4 was the exact same. So yeah, very interesting race, mate. I will let you take us away on this start, because I think it's going to be a cracker into turn 1. We'll have to wait and see who comes out on top. Ka-chow, though, looking really strong, as he has done since he's joined this division. He's just been absolutely on fire.
Yeah, he's been really bringing the lightning to this division here. And yes, I'm going to use every Lightning McQueen pun I have in my book. I need to actually increase that book, make sure it gets Liam Lawson approved. But anyways, yep, we're just waiting for drivers to go ahead and finalize their strategies, and then we'll be on track. We have those 5 red lights coming on. 2, 1, and it's going to be lights out. Away we go. Oh, looks like it's a good start there.
Oh,
He's going to make it. Oh, that's the car. What? Bob is off the backfield now. Happened to the FR, and he's way in the back. I knew I saw somebody getting a little squirrel.
yeah, just bring the volume down a little bit, bro. You're peaking. You're peaking. So it's all good. We just couldn't hear you for a second.
Just so I can ever win with this mic, but yeah, it was a very chaotic lap 1. But yeah, a few positions did change here. Actually, no, after Piastri though, is now into the lead of this race. Oh man, I don't know if you think that too, but on my screen, Ka-chow is ghosting through a Red Bull of Splash Josh. I don't know if that was called on stream, but
That's Ka-chow losing the lead to Oscar on that first lap, mate. So that's interesting. Just seeing down the back, so much desperate move getting done here. Everyone getting squeezed. Look how close this is. I don't think we're going to see anyone break DRS for a while. Obviously, Watanabe, very difficult start though. I think he might be losing. He might have had to pit. I think he's lost some end plate there. So yeah, what's your thoughts on the start of the race, mate?
Very chaotic, very unfortunate if you are Watanabe. Dropped down several positions, and oh wow, Wedlock speeding in the pit lane, getting a 10-second time penalty. Unfortunate for him as well, but yeah, I mean, that start was very, very cinematic, very, very chaotic. Lots of cars jockeying for position. But yeah, I think it's just the first of many great laps that we're going to see here in Miami.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yuki Bear really applying some pressure on the back of MJ Roller here. We'll see if he lines up a move, but it will be difficult with everyone being in DRS at this stage of the race. There's your strategies. There's obviously a 2-stop or a 1-stop. So we'll have to wait and see. Kachau takes the race lead already. Back off Oscar, and it looks like Squash just... Oh, no!
Woo!
He goes too deep under brakes
no.
there, and that's caused a bit of an incident. Hopefully everyone's facing the right way. Looks like someone lost an end plate there. Bit of carnage through the middle sector now. Everyone's so close together. So we'll have to see if anyone has to pit there. Looks like, I think Squash is probably missing an end plate. Just trying to see the front of the Red Bull there. No, he's all okay.
Yeah, no, that one's clean somehow.
Yeah, so somehow he's okay. Anyway, Whiff gets the move done on Coda. He is looking to make his way through the field, and Coda is definitely one to watch from the back there too, mate. And we've got... What's going on here? We've got another overtake here.
I think Squash Josh must have some kind of damage on that car because he was very late into the brakes coming into turn number 17. He looks like he's about to lose the position to Aiden is Raiden. He's going to send it up the inside. Yeah, I think there might be floor damage actually on that Red Bull because, I mean, I'm not seeing any end plate damage, but clearly something is a bit off about the Red Bull of Squash Josh.
Yeah, not sure. I can't see obviously any visible damage, but he is losing a lot of pace at the moment. But just bear in mind, he is reserving up tonight, so it is out of his element to be in that top part of Div 2. So have to wait and see. Dale and XD Lamb going side by side. Lamb gets the job done. Obviously, Dale did not have DRS. Top 3 already breaking away a little bit, Rekus. Or top 4, sorry. Just starting to edge away from Lamb, trying to break out of that DRS, which is not what you want here with obviously 3 DRS zones. And Merc can now
of course not.
Start to work together to try and get in front of Kachau.
Yeah, this is honestly the best DRS straight to do it. I mean, it's a massive run going into turn number 17, and that you get a good enough run before you even hit the DRS. And then especially have both Mercedes working together using that DRS, then yeah, I mean, Kachau is going to be between a Mercedes and another Mercedes. The definition of a rock in a hard place. But yeah, I mean, if he keeps it up, I mean, yeah, like you said, these front 4 cars have pretty much really pulled away from the rest of the pack. And I mean, these two are really going to have to try to kind of work together a bit to make sure they don't crash or cause a safety car. Because if they do get that safety car, it's going to bring everybody back in play.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Everyone's still really close together, in my opinion, though. Obviously, other than the guys that have had to pit. But everyone's borderline in DRS of each other, which is just awesome to see. We saw it in Div 4 for a fair while before it started to break up. Hato looking really dangerous on the back of Dale. No, he's had some serious pace here this weekend, so see how he can do. Currently P7, looking like he's going to go for the move around the outside of Dale. Dale looks to be struggling too. He's lost 2 positions there. So we'll just watch that. Now Squash Josh looking like he might want to get past.
Well, just to go ahead and add something real quick, Dale is actually missing an end plate, so the front right end plate on his McLaren is gone. So that would explain, why he's losing some pace. Yeah, because I mean, especially through that sector, this last part of Sector 2, you're just gonna lose so much time. Not to mention the high-speed S's of Sector 1 being turns about 3 through 6 to 7. So yeah, that would explain why he's losing a good amount of time.
Yep, and Yuki takes the race lead, and his teammates trying to get the job done on Kachau too, and they do. So both Mercs 1-2 in front of Kachau, which is exactly what they want, and now they can work together to try and hold him back. But MJ Roller stalking him, Lamb stalking him. They will start to bring the guys in if they fight too much. So we'll jump down a little bit to the bottom, because there's some serious battles going here for the middle pack. Alpine Aiden's rain almost went straight into the wall there. He managed to correct it. Went very wide. It's so hard when you're this close behind. The turbulent air through those fast left rights is just massive. And you just lose the front so easily.
Yeah, it's really tricky too because a lot of these corners you do take flat out for the most part. So I mean you have a lot of high speed corners here in Miami and a lot of high speed sections as we see a good gaggle of cars here between Aiden's rated squash drives Dale's gonna lose a position. Dale's gonna lose 2 positions there.
Wide. Oh my god, that's not gonna end well.
Wide and a ghosting.
Oh wow.
Carnage.
Oh god, that was just I had to hold my breath there.
I'm gonna need blood pressure
I've
medicine by
never
the time we're
ever
done
seen
here.
3 wide there. It's incredible racing from those boys to get through that safely. Very well done.
I'm gonna need blood pressure medicine by the time we're done if they keep this up.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. We got moves here. Shifty going over Dale. Dale is struggling with that end plate, so yeah, still too early to obviously pit for the normal strategy. Josh trying to hold out till the pit window opens, I'd say. Jumping back up the front, the Mercs still in control here. Kachow starting to drop off a little bit, 7/10 now. Starting to fall into MJ a little bit. So is he struggling, Reckers? I wonder if he's just lost that edge on that tyre.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he pushed really hard at the start and yeah, we'll have to wait and see. He's still in DRS though. He hasn't lost that yet, which is crucial. The minute he loses that, it'll be very hard to hold on there.
Yeah, I mean, especially because the DRS zones on this track are so powerful. They're extremely long too, so you get really good runs up throughout those. Specifically the second and third one. The first one, not so much. The first one is pretty insignificant compared to DRS zones 2 and 3. But yeah, I mean, if you lose DRS, especially with you have Roll and Lamb right behind you, if you're Kachow, then yeah, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. And the Mercedes are working together. They're pulling away quite a bit. And I just pulled it up just out of my own curiosity. I think everybody did start on the medium tire compound. Ari and Watanabe had an incident as we saw early on, so they made a pit stop on lap 1. They're on the hard tires. But yeah, so they're all on the same tire and the same duration. So that is interesting to see. Nevertheless, what do you think they're going to pit on is the question at hand. Because I know we saw some semi-early pit stops in Div 4.
Yeah, it's usually around the lap 10, I'd say. We'll see. We got Aston has...
That's a safety car.
Yeah, he's lost it into the pit lane. Sorry, I thought that was Watanabe there, but he's lost his wing, and that's a safety car. So there you go. That's where everyone's going to pit now. And this is huge because what a Merc do? They're going to double stack. What a Williams will. McLaren may do. They probably spread them out enough. So this is huge for some of these guys' races. Because if they choose to stay out, they will hurt, and if they pit, it will hurt. So, what would you think here?
Yeah.
We saw this in Div 4. We really did, and we can see what's going to happen here. The Mercs are trying to spread themselves apart as much as possible, which is allowed to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Mercedes, you're kind of cooked if you do and cooked if you don't.
Yeah.
In this situation, it's just a really we saw safety cars play such a big part of the race in Div 4, and it looks like it's going to do the same thing here in Division 2. Yeah, Mercedes is in the worst spot because you have several cars in between the Williams and several cars in between the McLaren. So, I mean, they're going to be able to double stack effortlessly. It's just the Mercedes that you got to really worry about when it comes to this double stack. And also, you got to flirt with the legality of backing up that pack a lot for a safety car, and it looks like they've done just enough. Oscar is gonna pop into the pits, and I think honestly they can get these hard tires and then they can just go to the end. Honestly, I don't think they will need another stop personally.
No, I don't think so, mate. I think the hards can pretty much get to the end from here. They'll struggle a little bit, but this is the time for everyone. 10-second penalty for Coda into the back of 2K Goat there, so not sure what happened there. I'll be right back, mate.
All right, I'll go ahead and just continue to cover what's going on. Yeah, everybody has pretty much filed on into the pits. with the exception of Watanabe and Ari, the two cars that I pitted earlier. Yeah, everybody is now pitted in. They're all on the hard tire compound. These tires are probably going to go to the end, so unless there is another safety car, that is likely going to be the only pit stop we are going to get in this Grand Prix. Now the pack is going to go ahead and get all backed up by that Mercedes AMG GT safety car. But yeah, I mean, it worked out kind of okay for Mercedes because they still have a car in the lead, but Yuki is down all the way into 5th. But granted, this is a track where overtaking is abundant. There's a lot of overtakes you can do here, especially we've been seeing it all day in both Division 2 and Division 4. Just overtakes, especially from the run from turn 8 all the way to turn 11. And I mean, we've even seen some moments going 3 wide through turns 12 and 13. And then obviously the de facto highway that is on this track coming out of turn 16 in the massive 3rd DRS zone. So there's a lot of good spots to overtake on, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be really, really intriguing to see how the rest of this race plays out. As Ari Wedlock has left the session, I'll go ahead and try to invite him back, and I think we're going to have the safety car for... Oh, I accidentally invited Aussie again. Ignore that. He is still there, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, I got Ari back as well.
Alright, mate. It's a very interesting times there. Obviously, a bit of a mix-up in the pits by the looks of it, because obviously I just had to quickly get a drink. My throat's dying after Div 4. Good. But just looking at what's happened there between the Mercs, because obviously I thought they had enough of a gap going into the pits, but they must have had to double stack a little bit. But yes, Ari will be on his last invite. Unfortunately, we've done it I think it's about 6 invites now, so unfortunately we can't risk bugging the lobby.
Yeah, because I mean, it's the unfortunate state of the last few F1 games. The lobbies do bug kind of easily, which is unfortunate because we always have some really exceptional racing, and it just sucks so much when connectivity just hampers it. And I mean, yeah, the last thing you want to see is a really good battle, then somebody disconnects.
Yeah, just got to hold on a couple more months until F1 25's out, and I know everyone's keen, and it's getting really good reviews so far. People are really liking it, so that's really good to see. It's a definitely complete 180 to F1 24's first impressions, which is always a good sign. This game was by far probably not EA's proudest moment, I would hope.
I mean, that's something I've also kind of noticed with the F1 games. Like, if it's an even number, then the game is going to be mid. Or, I mean, if it's F1 22, then it was kind of beans compared to 23. But it seems like the odd number ones just seemingly just slap, and then the even number ones just don't really play out super well. But while we're on the topic of F1 25, how do you feel about the potential for reverse the layouts coming in the next game?
Oh, mate, I think it would definitely make for an exciting race. But, geez, I mean, that'd be an interesting one.
Reverse Monaco.
Yeah, reverse Monaco or something like that. I mean, that's asking for trouble, but it's something that we might even think about, you know. Who knows, maybe a mystery round or something like that. You never know. It could be something crazy. And Oscar's already gone. He's tried to catch Kachau sleeping, but it hasn't worked. Kachau knew exactly what he was doing, and there's a lot of confusion at the back. Everyone's trying to get up to speed now. It looks like everyone's still all good. But Kachau did not fall for that. MJ is a little bit further back than he'd like, but we'll see here on this opening lap. Can the Ferrari get back ahead? I mean, he's had such a strong season so far, and he's fighting alone up there at the moment currently. The only Ferrari on track, doing an absolute amazing job for his team. A little bit of a gap back to MJ Roller. He's dropped out of DRS. Bit of a move down there. Squash Josh and Shifty going side by side here. Oh, a bit of a snap from Squash. And that's going to allow Dragon to sneak up the inside in that corner. That's the worst corner to have a snap of oversteer. It's a terrible corner. So yeah, Squash now has to try and recover from that. These tyres will be ice cold too, Wreckers.
Yeah, I mean, the Florida sun can only do so much when it comes to heating up these tires and getting them to the operating window. Not to mention, out of the session, he has retired. I think that might have been in. I don't know where that would have retired at, or where that retirement would have happened at.
Yeah, that's
But anyways, back to
unfortunately
what's
the
going on.
takeover glitch. So he will receive 1 point, which is very unfortunate for Ari. He's tried to take control there, and it's done the glitch. No safety car, which is good. But yeah, unfortunate. We did try to get him back in. It looks like Squash is really, really trying to get past Dragon here. Sorry, mate. You can continue. I interrupted there. Sorry.
Oh, good. I mean, it was something that was breaking news happening on track. And speaking of more breaking news, DRS has been enabled here in Miami, and we're gonna see how that's gonna really play a factor. I mean, yeah, it's now pretty much a battle between Oscar Piastri and Kachow for the lead here, and if these two keep battling, then MJ could get back into the DRS zone, but it's gonna be really, really tricky because these two drivers look like they are bent on victory at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I'm not sure who to ride on board with at the moment. Everyone's super close and battling. Oh, God, that was close. Kamikaze really using all the track there. Just having a look down here. Whiff trying to cut back up. There's some penalties in front of him. There's some moves at the front. What's happening here? Lamb looks to be vulnerable here to the back to MJ and Yuki. They really want to get past. Dragon's now up the inside of Shifty. There's moves going on everywhere. I can't keep up. I need like a dual stream going on here.
Yeah, you need like 6 different monitors to catch all the action that's going on here. And Coda gets a 3-second penalty for track cuts, which is unfortunate, but yep, I can tell exactly where it got that. Going over the curves a bit too much through the second half of Sector 3, the really tricky part of that sector. I know it's host to one of the worst chicanes in Formula 1. Probably one of the 2 things I don't like about this track, even though this track is one of my favorites of all time. That weird turn 7, that weird like slow, fast corner that everybody tends to understeer on. That corner's not great, but Kachow did actually retake the lead of this Grand Prix. But I think this lead is going to swap once again as soon as we hit that second DRS zone.
Yeah, I think so, mate. There's just moves going on everywhere in this backpack. Dragon trying to get past Squash Josh. Squash Josh really struggling on those hard tyres. Drop DRS now almost to, to Shifty. So he will be vulnerable on this back straight now. Looks like Oscar's lining him up for the next straight. Just right on board with these guys 1 second. Oscar trying to get that race lead. They have to be careful here. Lamb's almost in DRS. Wreckers very close. If these guys continue to fight, he's just clipped under. This will bring the rest of the field in, and we'll end up with a massive battle here for P1. Kachow looking really strong though through that little sector. It allowed them to break away from DRS again. And Lamb won't have it. So this is going to mean Lamb is going to get absolutely swamped here from everyone behind on DRS, which we've seen all weekend, haven't we? In this corner.
Yeah. Indeed, yeah. I mean, it's a decent spot for that to happen. But yeah, if you don't have DRS going into or coming out of turn 16, you're basically just a sitting duck at that point. You don't really have anything to really work with. You're kind of just stuck. The car behind you is going to get a massive speed advantage, especially if they're running a more low downforce setup, allowing for their car to reach a higher top speed. But I mean, good on Kachow for still staying close. These two cars got very close on several different occasions here, and it's a miracle that they haven't had any major collisions yet.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. He's just doing really well. He's saving a lot of battery. He's got so much more battery than Oscar. So he's very comfortable at this stage. See if he goes for the movie. He's going to go for it before the corner. No problems there. Doesn't even use any battery other than hot lap. But they will swap again, and it will be a continue to the end with that P1. Yuki Bear really trying to get past Lamb. He knows he needs to get up there to help his teammate. And once he does, Kachow will be in trouble again. It's very hard to fight 2 people on the same team opposed to 1. Which we see.
Yeah, indeed. It's really tricky because, I mean, teamwork makes the dream work. it's an archaic saying, but it just works so well. And I mean, I think at this point, Oscar might. It's a really tricky position because I mean, Oscar could try to ease off a bit to bring Yuki Bear into the equation, where it's two Mercedes trying to attack the Ferrari. But at the same time, if he does it too much, then he loses the DRS to Kachow, and then that's gonna be a real big problem for the Mercedes duo. So, yeah, once again, you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place for the Mercedes group. But I think they could make some magic happen, but they gotta really play patient and not do anything super duper risky.
Yeah, and it's a complete reversal, isn't it, to obviously Div 4 with Aston doing so well. They're really struggling in this race. P17, P18 currently. Obviously, Watanabe having that incident at the start. Be hoping for another safety car of some sort to bring them into this race. And we've got some issue down the back again, and commentators curse that it's worse. JDI has hit the wall and caused a safety car. With
actually, Audrey was off into the wall too.
Yeah, it's a big crash there. And he gets a 10-second penalty for severe collision. So that was very bad commentator curse there. Very unfortunate for them. But they will be able to pit and recover to the back of the grid. What does this mean? What do the guys pit again? I mean, mediums will... that's 10 laps in and on the mediums.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I mean,
God, what's
it's
gonna
once
happen?
again, it's like what happened with the first
Kachow's
safety
in.
car. You're just kind of
Kachow's in.
cooked if you do and cooked if you don't.
That's huge news. Kachow's in. So where does he fall down to? No one else is pitting. Oh, wow.
The Ferrari strategy at its finest. Okay, he's on the mediums now.
He's going all the way. He's going to drop down to 13th.
14th, I think.
Well, the guys behind him are pitting, but they have nothing to lose. Like, they're at the back already. They can afford that. I'm not sure what's... Who knows? Kachow's got his work cut out for him now, and we're going to see some serious overtaking from the Ferrari driver here.
Yeah, but also another thing to note is it just depends on how long that safety car is going to play out, because, I mean, it might come to a point where the medium tires might be the optimal tire, and, I mean, this is a really easy track to overtake on, because you have two massive DRS zones, so Kachow could, theoretically, just make a hard charge up through the field, and he will become the definition of speed if he can slingshot himself from P13 all the way to a potential race win.
Well, maybe he just wanted a
Because
challenge.
those medium tires, maybe, that too. But I mean,
Tell you what.
Kachow's got his work cut up for him. But yeah, what's up?
Tell you what, if he can get to the front from there, he's my definite pick for driver of the day, because there's no easy task of what's in front of him. There's some serious names to get past there. I mean, Whiff's not going to get out of the way. Kamikaze's not going to get out of the way. One Truth's not going to. None of these guys are going to just get out of the way for him. So, if he can get from P13 to P1 and win this race, he's definitely my pick for driver of the day.
I would say that even for if he can get back up to the podium
Yeah,
spots,
I
I
mean,
would
that's a
give him
huge
driver of the
effort.
day for that if he can do this.
I mean, obviously we don't know how the race is going to go. There could be another safety and everyone pit again and could change that. But if it just went off what we're seeing now, I mean, that'd be a massive ask to get back up there. He'll be the quickest on track with that tyre, but yeah.
I see in the I hate to be that guy, but I saw in the Twitch, will we see a second safety car? From a second in the future, we are on our second safety car of the race. I mean, I'll still take the 2K channel points though. I'll still take that.
Yeah.
I lost like 700 earlier by predicting pole position earlier.
I got that
in Div
right.
4.
I'm cashing in. I also won the other pole, so I got plenty of points to spare, mate. I can give you some.
Hey, maybe you can put reverse Monaco if you get to 90,000 points.
I don't
or
even think that's
90,000
an
channel
option.
points.
I don't even think that's an option yet. I don't really want it to be an option just yet. Reverse
I think just
Monaco,
because
can you
how-
imagine? Imagine going backwards up that tunnel. Up the hill.
Okay, that would actually be pretty cool though.
Up
I
for
saw
the-
in chat earlier somebody said that like reverse spa would be cooked.
Oh yeah, going down a
I
Rouge.
think it could be good. Yeah, going down to Rouge. It's gonna be the that one clip of the Le Mans from like 1998 or something where the COK just like launches and does like a backflip.
Imagine reverse
You know.
Portugal. I know Squash Josh would love that. His favourite
Yeah.
track.
No, we were kind of talking about it in the Div 4 chat on Twitch earlier on in the evening, but would be good on the reverse layout. Bahrain is probably going to be a solid one because that track is good regardless. But EA, please add the outer layout like from F1 2020. Please, I need that layout back. I need my Middle Eastern NASCAR back. But anyways, safety car's coming in. But before we get to that, what track do you think is going to be fun on the reverse layout?
Fun and drivable is two different things, man. I mean, like, I don't know. I reckon they'd all be a bit fun, but the one I would want to try the most would be Monaco. And Oscar's already gone again.
Yeah, he is definitely trying to get that jump up. And now that actually the poll has been updated to, will we see a third safety car? So good thing everybody got their channel points refunded. I'm gonna go gambling again. I'm gonna go ahead and put some predictions that we will not see a third safety car.
I don't think
Watch
we
it be
will.
the same thing from Div 4, where it just somebody binned it going into turns 12 through 14, and then safety car, and then we only have 2 laps of racing left.
Let's hope not, mate. Let's hope not.
Let's hope.
Right now,
reverse psychology.
Merc looking absolutely dominant again. P1, P3. Huge points on offer here for them if they can finish this race. Looking really close here. The Williams sandwiched in between. Lamb looking like he wants to get in front. He probably doesn't like where he's at the moment. Jumping a little bit further down there. I mean, One True. Oh, Dragon goes off track.
Oh no!
Oh no, Kachow's out. No. Oh, shit.
Yeah, he just got ping-ponged around by a few different cars there.
That's really unfortunate there. That is really unfortunate. And there you go. You've just lost your bet again, Rickus.
I only put 200 in, so I didn't. No. I thought about going all in.
That's really unfortunate to see for Kachow.
Yeah. My heart hurts more for Kachow than the little 200 point I lost from that, but yeah, that's terrible.
Anyway,
my heart hurts.
I'm not sure what happened there. I missed it on stream, but I'm sure it will be investigated after the race. And now we have our third safety car, and a lot of people pitting again. Shifty, Squash, Hado, One Truth, Kamikaze, all pitting off the hards. And it's probably a better time to pit now than it was on the last safety car.
Yeah. I think because from what I saw, because I was on board with Kachow during the incident, because I was just kind of commenting on how he hasn't really made up any positions up until that point. I think he got hit by an Aston Martin, and then he got hit to the left. As he was sliding out of control, he got just T-boned by somebody else and just snapped his wheel off. Wow. But obviously, I'm sure it will be noted. I'm sure they will be able to go back into the race replay and find out for sure what happened.
Yeah, it will be all sorted after the race, but the show will go on, and there's a lot of guys on mediums. Dale's the first. Well, he pitted the last safety car, but look, from P7 down, pretty much everyone's on the fresh tyre. And this is, like you said, it's almost picture same to Div 4, apart from the lap. This happened right at the end last time, but there's a lot of guys on hards in front and a lot of guys on mediums at the back. And we saw what happened in Div 4 with that. Just, it's just a frenzy to the end now, a sprint race, survival of the fittest. And Dragon is in probably the worst spot he could be in. Got all the guys behind him on the fast tyre. He'll have to defend like a lion.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just never going to make any prediction again, because I just hit everybody with a commentator's curse, apparently. I had such a good streak going of not hitting anybody with a commentator's curse, but...
I've done it twice in this race alone. It sucks.
I think I've done it like 2 or 3 times this race alone.
The Aston one was the perfect example. Talking about Aston, he crashes in the wall. Yeah. Anyway, the race goes on, and we will just, hope for no more safety cars. Hope for a good race to the end. Aussie 2K Joy back in, thank God. Hopefully he can take control with no issues. Safety car will definitely be in this lap, I'd say.
I'm seeing in chat, comment to the curse the Mercs, please.
Yeah, doesn't seem to work on them for some reason.
Yeah, they got plot
They're
armor.
immune on it. Immune on commentator curse. And McLaren. Any team that's not Williams is immune to it.
McLaren's, it's definitely get befallen by the commentator's curse. Mercedes seemingly just has plot armor, so it doesn't
What the
affect them
heck's
hardly
going
at
on
all.
at the back there? Saw all sorts of smoke bumping up then.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Anyway, everyone's still going.
Commentator curse the Mercs, please. They don't need more points. I'm pretty sure the Mercedes drivers would disagree. And if Dynasty's watching this, I'm sure he would also very heavily disagree.
Well, to be fair, you know, Mercedes will be sitting there and loving everyone saying that, because it really just shows how dominant they have been and how good of a season they've had. I mean, there's no taking that away. So, I don't think they're bothered by all the banter, because they're chilling on over 1,000 points. So I don't think they're worried. But doing very well in this race once again.
Yeah, they're going to probably jump Williams in the Constructors here for Division 2. I mean, they lost that position last time out in Australia, but there's not a lot of points in between the two. There's only about 6 points in between Williams and Mercedes for second place in the Constructors here in Division 2. They got to really chase after those McLarens, though. But that will be a story for another time, as we're going to get back to green flag here. And did Oscar go early again?
No, he didn't. He left it a little bit later, but he definitely went earlier than most. Left it later than his normal start. Has gapped Liam a little bit. Just jumping down.
Yeah, so,
Everyone's... look at the medium runners. They're absolutely rapid into that first turn. Look at Dale. He's really trying to get past Dragon here. And he needs to do it quickly. I mean, the medium tyre will be a solid lap for about 6 laps. And it'll start to feel like a bit yuck, in my opinion. But
yeah, I'm actually even also seeing in what was that? That was suboptimal.
There's 3 wide here, almost 4. Everyone trying to get through.
This is not gonna end well.
Oh god.
This is not gonna end well. This is not gonna end well.
Everyone's done it. All
It
good.
ended well. Reverse commentator's curse. Let's go.
Dale now still trying to get past Dragon. Needs to start picking these guys off on this medium tyre one by one. His teammates just in front can help him out with that. Moving up the front again. Leo's taken race lead. How long will that last with these Mercs behind in DRS? So we'll have to wait and see. DRS have activated next lap. Dragon now. MJ Roller. Oh god, that was close. Oh, bit of a snap from Dale behind. Keeps it going the right way. Whiff loses the position down in P15. But a clean restart, Wreckers, nonetheless.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, we have survived a lap without chaos, and hopefully we can survive the next 10 laps.
Yeah, just saw Whiff. He definitely would have to take a breath after that. He almost big moment into turn 1 there for the kick TP. Doing very well though, reserving up tonight. On that note, Squash Josh also up in P10. Doing really good. He's a Div 3 driver. Battling out with the best of the best of Div 2. And race leads changed again, Wreckers.
Yeah, I'm gonna predict that. This is a prediction I feel very confident in, because we've been seeing it all day. But I think this lead is going to change quite a bit, and it's not really going to be over until the final lap. These two aren't going to really fight super hard to defend it, but Aiden is in 4th in the Alpine, and also Dragon 5th in the Sauber. So those two might have something to say about it because they're all within DRS range of each other. So it's going to be a massive drag race down going into
look
turn
at
number
this.
17. And
Oh.
XP Lane is back into the lead race. Oh, this is 3 wide.
God, and
Oh, but they all
behind too, the
split apart.
McLaren going side by side, and the Hasses going side by side with each other. They do not want to make contact with each other there. It's not what you want, especially
Yeah,
with your TP.
Yeah, you do not want to collide with your teammate. That is like rule number uno.
The hater
when it
is the
comes to
TP of
racing.
Haas, so yeah, would not go well. I'm sure if you collided with your TP in a race, but these guys, the Hasses, are really going at each other here, which is awesome to see. I mean, I'm all for teammates racing it out. It's what we come to watch. MJ Roller now starting to try and chase down Dragon. He needs to help his teammate. Maybe swap spots here with Dale, just to let that medium tire do its thing. He's on 7 laps though, Dale. I don't know if he's lost that edge of the medium. We'll have to wait and see. Oscar and Lamb swap spots again, and the Mercedes are really supplying some pressure now on Lamb.
Ooh. Yeah, that was pretty sketchy.
And Yuki actually has made contact, like Lamb and Yuki made contact there, and Yuki lost a position to Aiden. So what happened there? I think too wide for this. Always sketchy.
Yeah, I mean that's a tricky corner anyway for one car to go through, let alone you try to put 2. I mean, as we kind of saw in Div 4, you could try to put 3 cars into that corner. Can't promise any good results from it though, but I mean, yeah, and it really just did not work out for Yuki Bear. He has lost his spot. He has put an Alpine on the podium for now. But yeah, I mean, I just don't think these medium tires are gonna do enough to really climb through the field.
Yeah.
I think Dale is really the only one who's really made up any meaningful positions, and that was just a team swap with his teammate.
Yeah, it's very stagnant,
those
isn't
mediums
it?
are just not optimal.
They haven't really done the full. I think the deciding factor is because everyone's still in DRS of each other. We have not one driver here out of DRS of the guy behind. It is just crazy to see. So unless that changes, I don't think the medium tires are going to have much effect at all. But the battle up the top is just intensifying. Aiden is raiding now, trying to get in front of Oscar. So the Mercs are starting to get split up a little bit here, and I thought we would have seen. Oh,
that is race changing.
And I
Oscar
guess
P.
they
actually
just
goes
commentated
3
curse
second
the
time
Mercs.
penalty. Oh my God, we did it. But yeah, that's unfortunate there for Oscar Piastrigo. I know he's probably extremely frustrated now, and I thought for a second he was missing inplay, but I think his car just kind of blended in. But yeah, he is not going to be happy about. He's going to lose actually quite a lot of positions because, like you said, everybody's within DRS range of each other. So he's going to drop down several positions. He might even drop out of the top 10 at this point.
Well, if it stayed
We'll
the
have to
way
see,
it was, yeah. I mean, 3 seconds down from there is almost to P17. But I don't think it's going to stay this close to the end there.
I think it is. I think it's going to be super, super tight. These cars are going to be packed like a pack of Oreos up until the
Surely.
finally, up until lap 29 out of 29. We have 6 laps left to go, about now 5.5 now that we are entering into turn number 9 and 10, although these are barely corners to be honest. But yep, we have hit that second DRS zone. And let's see if Oscar can try to make a move. Yep, that's going to be no problem. But the question is Aiden going to go for it? Is he going to raid his way up into P2? Not quite, but he'll have another chance here very, very shortly. These front 3 are just
Oh no,
so
what's
close
happened
to each
there?
other.
Big carnage down the back. Shifty,
Oh, yep.
Squash
there's a
Josh,
spin.
JDI is all
Shifty,
in.
squash. Oh, yeah, that's
Oh no,
that's
what has
50 call.
happened there?
It's a repeat. I'm telling you, it is a repeat exactly of what happened. 2 cars going wide. It was Coda and I think JDI try to go too wide into turns 12 and 13, and it just doesn't work out.
I can't see the
cannot
chat, mate,
fit 2
so
cars
you'll have
in
to
there.
let me know if anyone... Oh, my phone's just died, so you'll have to let me know if anyone requests
Okay.
an onboard or anything.
Will do. The only thing is that Plugger told you shush. because of commentator's curse against Mercedes.
Oh, I'll plug up.
Other than that, you haven't
I'll
missed
talk to
much.
Plugger at Wednesday. It's all good.
Just dive bomb him. Just pull a Thomas Ronhar and just, dive bomb.
Yeah. Well,
That's
that.
funny, it's
The McLaren and Dragon here, Dale and Dragon just going absolute side by side there. What a chaotic end to this race. I'm not sure what I just saw with my own two eyes in that last lap. But anyway, we have no safety car. I think we've hit the max.
Yeah, I think so too.
So the race goes on. Absolute carnage. And we'll go back up the top. Merckx squeezing Aiden now. Aiden. This has been a hell of a race from Aiden, I must say. And like really, really just come out of nowhere. He's had a tough season.
We get to say that about the entirety of this race.
Yeah, well, Aiden's up
This has
7
been-
spots, to be fair.
True.
Like, that's a massive drive. I mean, he might pick up the driver of the day at this point if he can continue the way he is. He's got no penalties either. And that overtake we saw at the start of the race, mate, when he went 3 wide into sector 2 there. I mean, that had to be driver of the day worthy just on that move alone.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my vote for Aiden as well. I mean, he had an exceptional race here today. Just kind of, like you said, kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I mean, his big spotlight was obviously the lap 1 massive overtake going 4 wide, like you
Ooh!
mentioned. Oh no.
No, don't commentate, Curzim. Oh no, that was close to a
I'm not-
massive incident there. Yuki and Aiden just bumping wheels through that. I think they're doing 280 k's there. Ended bad like that. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, the VSC though.
Full safety. Full yellows.
Oh no. Well, that's Yuki, way far back now. We just been okay. We're just not even gonna say names anymore. We're just gonna talk about. Honestly, at this point, just so we don't commentate or curse somebody else, let's just talk about the weather. How it's been actually sunny for the entire race.
Yeah. Yeah. We can talk about the weather, mate. I mean,
Yeah, 'cause
I don't
Plugger-
want to. Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. That
I
is
think
just terrible.
that you and I have had more commentator curses in this race alone than we've had throughout the rest of the season combined here in Div 2.
Yeah, that was just, scripted almost out. But anyway, race goes on, and VSC, I thought it was a full safety, but it's still a VSC. There's no safety on track. So it will allow the. Oh no!
Wow! Aiden's got this.
Ah.
If he could just stay ahead of that McLaren and stay close to that Mercedes, Aiden's got a race win here.
Yeah.
Or sorry, undisclosed Alpine or undisclosed Formula One car may get a win. I think I'm talking to an NDA.
I don't know what to say to
But,
that. This is just turned on its head now. I mean, McLaren now have absolutely flipped this on its head. I mean, look where they are. They are looking at a double podium here if they can jump Aiden. It's just flipped on its absolute head, Wreckers. This whole race.
Yeah,
I just
can't
have no
even, like-
words, man. I just have absolutely no words for what I've just seen. Dragon and...
Ooh. Aiden, this man is on the juice. He tried to make an overtake happen into turns 14 and 15 onto Lamb. He doesn't even need to be that risky. Lamb's got a drive-through. So, I mean, and he's going to slip up into P2 on track. But now Dale is going to go ahead and have a look. Lamb is in the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just,
Guys,
you gotta, I don't know what happened
please
there.
calm down. We have 2 laps, man.
Yeah, just crazy scenes here. I don't know what to say. But Dale and Lamb's retired, obviously, in the pits, but had enough and can't blame him. We'll have to wait and see what happens here because Aiden is still our theoretical leader with Oscar almost out of that penalty though, Reckers. He just needs one more second. But can he do it? I mean, if Dale can get ahead on that medium tyre, at one point Dale was down in 18th. Just come out of nowhere as well, and he's now on track for the race win. And McLaren could get a double 1-2 here in theory.
In theory, and that's going to increase their championship lead here in Division 2, and obviously it's going to help them out a ton in the overalls.
I just know, know that Zach Brown, aka Marzi, is absolutely pushing these guys from the engineering right now, because this is a massive opportunity for some big points for McLaren to close that gap a little bit to Mercedes, if they can keep that. Dale's now 1.3. He's brought that gap down.
Sorry for laughing. Plugger's now telling you to keep talking. But, do you think we can convince Marzi to get a tattoo of Miami as we start the final lap here of the Grand Prix?
I will pay Marzi to get a tattoo of Miami. On his head, though. On his forehead. With Matif.
Like a perfect, bald spot cut out.
We need to pick driver of the day, mate.
Yeah, alright. I'm going to change my initial pick. Because of a pretty good recovery drive, I'm going with Dale.
Yeah, I'm gonna still say Aiden is Raiden for me. That's my pick.
Both drivers, in my opinion, really do deserve it. But then, once again, though, this is gonna come down to the wire now, because Dale is in DRS range of that Mercedes, and Aiden is in DRS range of the McLaren in front. This is gonna be really dicey. This is gonna come down to the final moments of this race. Yuki gets a penalty, so both Mercedes with 10s now, and this is going to be massive. So tight.
What does MJ do here? This is the choice between second or third. Second or third. So he's going to go for it. Aiden can't hold him off.
Yeah, those tires are just too cooked. But then again, MJ was on the same tire.
Goes for it again. Oh my god. Dale comes... Wait, does he? Oscar's... Oh yeah, he's got a penalty. Dale takes P1, MJ P2. That's a McLaren P1, P2, and Kick. Where did Kick come from? And Aiden...
Yeah, where did Kick come from? Holy crap.
Oh my god, what a race.
Yeah, I thought the one in Div 4 was a banger, but...
That just absolutely flipped on its head. That may as well be a reverse grid from where it started at.
Honestly, yeah,
Jeez. Anyway,
good
we'll
Lord
get those guys
Leclerc
in,
Almighty, that was a ridiculous race here.
Oh, mate, I don't even know what to say. Because Div 4 really, really stomped me, and then obviously Div 2 came in and
decided to say, alright, watch, I can do better.
But yeah, there'll be a lot of unhappy campers after that race, I'd say. Mercedes definitely will be not happy with that, how that ended up. That was, not on us. We swear we can't actually do commentators, guys. It just always looks like we do. But yeah, Dale P1, MJ P2 with. Sorry, I just stuffed that up. Aiden P3, Dragon P4, with P5, Oscar P6, Kamikaze P7, Hato P8, Watanabe P9, Shifty P10, One Truth 11th, Squash Josh 12, Aussie 2K Goat P13, JDI P14, Yuki Bear P15, and then we had our unfortunate retirements, XD Lamb, Kodak, Kachow, and Ari all unfortunately retiring from the race. But yeah, mate, I don't know what else to say other than, wow.
I mean...
Well, I know what to say,
I don't know what
to
say about that either.
On stream.
Well, yeah, there's several things we could say that would get us sent to the naughty corner, but what a race. That might be race of the year, honestly, at least in Div 2. That was hectic from start to finish, an instant classic, and this is definitely one I'm going to have to watch back at some point.
Yeah, I think so, mate, and I think a few guys will... There'll be a few penalties on this one, a few reports go in after this race, just because there was a lot of chaos, a lot of drama, But in saying that, it was probably one of the closest races we've seen all season. So we'll just see if we can get these guys into the comms box as quick as possible.
Yeah, and actually, something I actually kind of thought about too. It was actually brought up in chat that if we would have noticed Whiff earlier, I think Whiff had a really good shot, but we just didn't notice it until we locked in our decision for driver of the day. But Whiff came from P16 to P5 and reserving up a division. So that is, if we could give out 2 drivers of the days, thank you for pointing that out. I think he gets in the honorary driver of the day. Driver of the day in spirit.
To see, no one's in the comms box yet. Hopefully we can get them in quickly. I am pooped after those 2 races.
Yeah, you guys definitely want to go ahead and follow us here on Twitch, and also go check out our YouTube channel so you can watch all crazy races back. I mean, yeah, that was just a certified banger. But what's crazy is that we have several more races. Not tonight, obviously, this was the last round for tonight, but we have a few more divisions coming up throughout the week that are going to be racing here at this exact same track.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I don't know what to expect now for the rest of the rounds here. I mean, we've seen 2 absolutely crazy races at Miami so far. We've got 2 in the comms box so far. I don't think we have our P3 in yet. Can't remember. It's just...
Yeah, we have both. We have, both of the McLarens are currently in the comms box.
No worries. Well, you kick it off with MJ for P2.
All right, so MJ, I know you definitely benefited from some late race chaos, multiple safety cars. Overall, how would you rate your experience on Miami here tonight?
I was stoked to get 1-2 for the team, that's for sure. My experience overall was I hated those hards. It was so hard for me to keep the back end straight at all. But yeah, no, bit of chaos at the end. Saw Yuki in the wall, not sure what happened there. But yeah, just stoked to get some good solid points against the Mercs.
Yeah, that's going to do wonders for you guys, both in the constructors here in Division 2 and also the overall. You guys will extend your lead here in Div 2, so I know you guys are extremely happy about that result. But yeah, honestly, Dito and I are at a massive loss for words just because of how hectic that race was. Yeah, so how do you feel about the next round? That is the question. Do you think it's going to be a fraction as chaotic as today was in Miami, or what do you think?
Where are we heading?
All right, that is also a very good question. After this, we are heading to Baku.
Baku. Yeah, I think it'll be absolute chaos, for sure. I don't mind the track though, so looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, yeah, congratulations. I'll pass you over to Dito if he's got any questions or comments.
Yeah, mate. I don't know really what to say about that race. I mean, I did not pick you and Bevs to get a 1-2 at any point of that race. I'm sorry to say, just due to how it was going, but the whole race just got flipped on its head, and you guys just absolutely capitalized on every opportunity in that last sort of 5 laps. So just tell us about when you sort of realized that the 1-2 was on the cards, and did that sort of change? I mean, I don't know. Just tell us a little bit about if you sort of realised that the 1-2 was on the cards.
Yeah, well, first, big shout out to Bevs, mate. He got wing damage, I think, lap 1, and ended up down in 16th or something like that, and just weaseled his way back up the field and got me again, the cheeky bugger. But yeah, I think on the last 2 or 3 laps, realised once I saw Yuki in the wall, I knew Oscar had a pen. So yeah, I was just trying to hold on to the back with those disgusting hards. But yeah, look, the boys are up and about on the VC on that last corner, that's for sure.
Yeah, mate. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't even imagine the emotions that would have been going through the McLaren garage at that point. But yeah, huge hats off from me, mate, and enjoy the P2.
Yeah, cheers, fellas.
No worries, mate. I will jump over to Bevs. Obviously, we haven't got P3 in, unfortunately, but jump over to Bevers for the race win. And as MJ just stated, I'll kick it off that at one point, mate, it looked like your race was just gone. I mean, you dropped from the top 10 all the way down, just getting overtaken every lap due to that damage, and it looked like, yeah, it was game over. And then, yeah, you did exactly that. You weaseled your way up to the front, and here we are. Just tell us a little bit about how you survived, mate. Oh, jeez. Sorry, mate.
I think the best way to describe that race was just luck, to be honest. You know, McLaren just continues to get lucky, as Yuki and Kalki have made comments about. I think this is a fairly good indicator as to how much luck we can get. But I mean, you've got to be good to be lucky, as they say. So, weaseling my way back is a good way to explain it after the wing damage I had on lap 2. So, got to keep fighting and keep hunting, and luckily for the papayas, we were able to climb back up all the way to the top step, so can't go wrong with that.
Nah, mate, and obviously we'll touch a little bit on that, papaya, and obviously your Merc battle. I don't want to go too deep into it, but it's been the talking point of the season, McLaren v Mercedes. Obviously, every round counts, and just as I said to MJ, when that 1-2 opportunity arise, it looked like you guys just switched up a whole new gear. So yeah, congrats from me, and I'll hand you over to Rekus.
All right, so my big question for you is, me and Dino were joking about it in the comms box, but do you think, just like Zach Brown did, the team principal of McLaren, do you think you can convince your TP to go ahead and get a Miami circuit tattoo
on his forehead?
Somewhere.
On his forehead.
Yeah.
Look, I think if we tried hard enough, I reckon we could convince the old Zach Brown to get something. I don't know if it will be a tat of Miami, but we can definitely get something, I reckon.
I said I'd pay for it, just to see it.
Oh,
just
that really spiced things up, doesn't it?
We need to shave like a specific bald spot on his head for the Miami.
Yeah, but it has to be on his forehead. Like, there's a certain catch.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But all right, back to more serious questions. So, were you expecting to go ahead and get a win here before all the chaos happened?
No, absolutely not. I didn't think I had the pace here at all. I think quali showed that the Williams of XD Lamb and the Merc boys were sort of the ones to beat. Kachow up there as well. MJ even throwing his hat in the ring. But yeah, I mean, Miami's one of those tracks that you never know what's going to happen. It felt like an ice rink at times, so I can only imagine how those hards felt at the end, because the mediums didn't feel the best, but at least they had some grip left.
Yeah, we know Miami can be pretty slippery. But yeah, you guys did excellent. You guys pretty much survived the chaos, and it brought you to victory, and also potentially brought a tattoo to your team principal's forehead if we could get that arranged. But anyways, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked to your teammate. How are you feeling going into Baku?
Baku is another one of those tracks similar to Miami where anything can happen. If Mercedes keep flopping, as Yuki says, then, you know, we got the potential to keep taking 1-2s away from them. But I think with their pace right now, Oscar and Yuki the ones to beat. Yuki is by far probably, in a way, very quick, especially at the start of the races. But I don't know what's been happening to him in these last couple. But yeah, I imagine he'll bounce back pretty quick.
Indeed. And also, I actually just now, as I was looking at the schedule to talk about Baku, I just realized we actually have a 1 week break after Miami. So, I mean, after a super hectic race, you guys get to chillax for a week, maybe get some practice laps in around Baku. But yeah, once again, guys, congratulations on a very solid 1-2 for McLaren, and best of luck for 2 weeks from now.
Cheers, Ruckers.
Alright, well that's it. That's another round wrapped up of Rush Racing Division 2 at Miami, all done and dusted. And it's been a crazy weekend of so far racing, I must say. Just the 2 races we've watched today was enough to say crazy. But I'll wrap it up there and say thanks to the sponsors again, AI369, especially S Nation, SimLab and Pagmian. And that's all from me, unless you have anything else to say, Rekus.
All I gotta say is for Division 4 and Division 2, guys, be sure to go ahead and tune in tomorrow because we have still a lot more extra racing here at Miami for the rest of the week.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks, guys. We'll see you all next, legitimately tomorrow. Thanks, guys.